Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Jesse's Garage. Boy, I gotta tell you, I was so inspired by that tool haul, that mail call that we got from Walter. You remember that one on just the last video? My goodness, there was some goody stuff in there, right? And so that amber handle, the Bonnie, the other Craftsman stuff, and the swivel sockets, boy, it was all good. The Cornwell stuff, it was all good. Walter, again, thank you so much, but you inspired me. I showed you on that last video how much of a mess I have in this drawer because I've been migrating stuff from over here to over here. So here's my thought. My thought is I'm going to make this my double line V and my single line V cabinet, and then I'm going to put my vintage snap-on at least in the top layer of this toolbox here. So I thought I'd take you along for the ride because I was so inspired. Let's put this top drawer together and let me show you what it's going to look like. Hopefully, if it comes out the way I'm thinking in my head. All right, let's get the camera turned around and I'm going to show you how we're going to put together this tool grid. Here we go. Okay, here's our drawer. So let's start dismantling it. Man, this is going to be a job. I'm going to roll up my sleeves here. All right, so I'm going to take off some of my goodies that I've been trying to put together. I started to put it together, but then I paused because I ran out of time. I didn't have enough time to create some tool grids. So I've been creating some, and I still may not have enough, but we're going to see how far we can get just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. So I'm going to take my, my pieces out of here, and let's just see. Goodness, aren't these things beautiful? But we're going to see how far we can get here. So again, this one is just about dismantling this first part here. So I don't want to bore you. I might fast forward just a little bit, and then we'll kind of go from there. In fact, I might just put you on time lapse and let you see where we're going from there. All right. Well, I don't know. Let me take it apart real quick here. So let's just see. I got some different pieces here. We're just going to take it apart. Man, is that gorgeous or what? My goodness. This is just some of my favorite. In fact, that piece that Walter sent over, in case you missed that last video, this is a piece that he sent over with this amber handle. Look how perfect that is. My goodness. And then we have that old Long C logo that's there. All right, this one, incidentally, you've seen this one in the background. A friend of mine gave this to me. He found it at an estate sale, but this is typically when you find them or I see them online, this is about where they're at. They're either cracked out like that or like the other one I have, or they're missing chunks out of it. So I didn't do anything with this one. I just left it as is. You can see on this one how it's cracked out as well. But the one Walter sent over was gorgeous, right? So that's the reason for the whole inspiration here. So I got all kinds of stuff in here. So we're just going to dismantle the rest of this. So I got this little box that I need to fill in. I think I have some pieces that can go in there. And then I got a couple more pieces over here. This is a Craftsman BE. So maybe we'll talk about that as we're putting it together. And then this one is the Craftsman BE. Now, the other thing that I don't have in here, let's see here, I got something over here. Let's see what this is. And so this is a little T-handle, and this one is the C96. And so now this one also has that knurling down here. So that's kind of a rare find. I don't run across these very often. Maybe you guys do, but I don't. And so it says Craftsman on this side, as you can see right there. And so, wow, this goes into the 1933 to early 40s, I think, something like that, or mid 30s, something of that sort. It was kind of a transition period because of the way that they did that logo. But anyways, so we have that there. All right, so I got a piece of paper here. Let me get that out of there. I got these little wrench racks, so I'm going to get this out of here. Put that back here. See if I can grab this one. And I got one more set here. Sorry, I kicked the camera. See if I can straighten that out just a little bit. There we go, right there. And get this out of here. Okay, so I have this, what I started putting together. Now, you'll notice that I have red and black in here, so I thought this time around I'm going to go through and I'm going to do a checker pattern in here with the black and the red. So let's see what that looks like there and go from there. So I'm going to grab my little vessel, electric screwdriver, and that's what we're going to use to go through and dismantle some of this as far as what I already put together. But even before then, I'm going to go through and start taking this apart. So what I'm going to do is put you on time lapse now, and then because this is going to take a little while to put together, and then you can watch me see, you can see it develop right before our very eyes. All right, here we go. Okay, we fast forwarded the video. We got this pretty much completed. So this is our pattern that we went with here. And so it's not exactly dimensional or I guess equally proportionate to the drawer, but it's pretty close. I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, so we kind of did this checker pattern right here in the middle. And then what do you think about this part right here? Man, look at that plate. So I made a plate that says Craftsman Collection. That is just embedded onto this tool grid 6x6 panel that's here. Man, love that thing. I think that's just fantastic, right? And so love it, love it, love it. So we have that. Now let's go through and start rearranging or arranging everything that is here. Let's just try to get some of these pieces on here and see what we have. So those pieces kind of went over in this area. At least that's where I had it. That may change, but this one was over here. We'll scoot that down just a little bit. So this one was more like this. I don't know if we should put that here or put it in that tall drawer. I don't know. So we'll see. But anyways, we have that one. And then we also have this one, which is just a little bit, it's the same, I think, pretty close. It looks like it's a little bit different, but as far as length is concerned, that could be a year scenario or whatever. But that would go there. And then just going from longest to shortest on this way, that could be another scenario. Let's see if I can get some light on here. See if I can get it to light up a little bit better. It's not that much better, but at least we can work with that. So next would be our breaker bar that we have here. And so we have the Craftsman, even though this is the rougher looking side. This is the one, remember, I got that I just kind of left all natural that way. So this is a Craftsman BE. So I kind of wonder if we kind of did that. Let's kind of lay it out first and let's just kind of see where we're at, see if we like it or not. And then, so that was the breaker bar, 1/2-inch breaker bar amber handle. This is the 1/2-inch ratchet BE, as we see here. So maybe that can go right in this area. So I don't know if you can see that very well. Let's see if we can slide this over just a tad so you can see it a little bit better while we work with it or try to set it up. And then next up are going to be, I got these ones here. Remember, somebody stamped this on and then off. But this is that push through anvil or plug that's here. And so we're going to leave the Craftsman BE logo up. And so I kind of thought that that would kind of match in this area. We had two of them. That one had something, the stamping on it. This one is clean. And so maybe we can put those like that. That's the way I had it anyways. And then let's see here as we go through. I think that's all my 1/2-inch that I have besides the T handles. The next longest ones are going to be these here. This is my original one, this one Walter sent. So maybe those can kind of go in this area right here, which is about the same length. In fact, yeah, I don't know. There's 6 one way, 1/2 the other that way. So there's that. Let's see here. Or what do you think? Should I put some of these breaker or these little T handles in here? So this is a Craftsman BE with the long C. Should those go all 1/2-inch? Maybe so. I don't know. So anyways, there's that one. Let's see what this one is here. So this is the Craftsman as well. And then this is going to be BE. But you might notice the BE, yeah, well, I guess they're the same. So the BE is right at the top. So they could be one, they could be two, since they're 1/2 inch. And trying to maybe stick with the theme of 1/2 inch over to smaller sizes that way. And then we kind of get into the 3/8 inch. And so if we kind of did this number here with the amber, that could be a scenario. We had a couple of other breaker bars here, so BE and then BE as well. So those could go next in line that way. So let's see, we had one more 3/8, and this would BE as well. But notice this one is not the long C. A little different year. So we might put that one right over here for just a moment. This is a 3/8 T handle, and this one here is the long C BE. So maybe something like that. And then, so this one, remember, I think I may have already showed it, but this is that C96 as we see right here. So we might hold off to that. That may be a little bit different, kind of a specialty item. So we might put that there for just a moment. And then maybe we can kind of get into our 3/8 ratchets. So that could go there. And all of these are BEs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so BE, BE, BE. And look at that. That just fits right underneath the collection insignia that's there. And then we start a whole new collection that way. And then the only other piece that I had that was here, and this is that Craftsman long C, and this was that torque wrench. And so I don't know, just don't know where to put that, but that could be something like this here, something like that, or we could go long ways and kind of divide it up a little bit. So this is kind of a different model. This is the long C, so maybe this one could go here. And yeah, and as you can see with the tool grid, we can develop this any way we want to, right? And so that makes it cool as all get out. Anyways, and then we got just a couple of these other miscellaneous pieces. So this is a Craftsman BE 1/4 inch. And so maybe before we put in this, now this was a 1/2 inch. So maybe this should go right in here. And then that 1/4 inch should go there. And then if you might recall, we had this spinner handle. Where did I see that? Oh, right there. And so here's this Craftsman. And so the neat thing about it is that we could put that anywhere because it's a small and kind of go from there. I think that's everything I have in this regard. Now, what I don't have in this drawer, incidentally, is my, oh my goodness, I have another drawer, and check this one out. It's a Craftsman Circle H. Wow, look at that bad boy. I cleaned it all up, polished it up. What do you think about that, by the way? Man, is that pretty or what? So anyways, so that's a little bit different than this one. So maybe this one should go up here. And maybe we start the Circle H all over again, just right on the other side of this insignia. And so I have that one there. I got another one that is a 3/8 inch that I polished up. So we could put that one there. And then remember, Walter sent over this one. So how cool is that? And so I love that. Let's see here. In that fashion, I got a couple more H's as well. So maybe this should scoot over because this one is the Circle H, I believe. Yeah, but in the breaker bar. So maybe that should just start off this way, going long again, and then here, and then of course we got breaker bar Circle H, and I think one of these, in fact it might have been this lower one that Walter sent over, and then we have another one there. So we got a couple of those into the 3/8, and then it starts to tear down. And then let's see here, I do have, see if we can see it on screen here. Yeah, you see that there? So we have a Craftsman Circle H on this one. Now, this Craftsman Circle H, incidentally, does not have the long C, but it does have the double line on there. So it's a little bit different, but it is a Circle H. So we have that. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. I do have a bunch of extensions, which I don't know that we'll put in here. We'll see how it lays out first of all. But let's see what else I have. I don't know if I have any other ratchets. And if I don't, then maybe the extensions can fit in here. Let me grab let me look at my other drawer. Okay, so my other drawer, I got a couple speed handles, which is going to be a Circle U, by the way. And so I have the BE, I have the Circle U, and the Circle H. So it goes Circle H and then Circle U. So I do have that one. I do have a sliding T-bar, which is going to be the Circle U, which can kind of go over here in this area. And then I do have another little 1/4 inch T-handle. And you might notice here we have a little Craftsman socket right on top of there. But let's see if I can flip this around. So this one here, see if I can get it to focus in. That's going to be the Circle U as well. So we have that one there. I think that's all my really old Craftsman 30s, 40s scenario. And then again, like I said, I got a bunch of sockets and extensions they can kind of go there. But I might take my sockets and actually put them in this drawer. I haven't organized it yet, so that's our next venture. We're going to organize our sockets by BE, Circle H, Circle U, and then maybe we even do some transition. Just like that C96 T-bar, we'll do something like that. And then we'll do maybe some wrenches in here perhaps. So there's that. But what do you think about this layout? Do you like this layout? Well, let me go through and start screwing it all together. And let's see. To me, I don't think it's bad because I love the fact that these end up, and it's probably going to scoot over just a little bit, I think. And if not, we'll leave it open. We're going to start this one right here no matter what, just because we don't want to hide this. But what's going to be neat about it is that we're going to keep this Craftsman Collection custom nameplate right here in the middle. Man, what do you think about that? I love that. All right, so let me get screwing together. I'll put it on a time lapse or fast forward, and then you can see me go at it and try to put something together. All right, here we go. Okay, well, we finally got the drawer together, so I thought, well, let's go take a look at it now. Are you ready? Let me see if I can pan out just a little bit here and kind of give you an idea. Here's all the little parts that I've been putting and using. I know it's tedious work like crazy. So we done, let me start off by this top drawer. I went through and I put all of my vintage sockets in here, and what you'll see as we get going in here, this is all of the BEs, and so it looks like I'm missing one to complete the set here. This is the start of another set, start of another set. I got some 3/8 inch that I've been picking up here and there, and I do have a complete set. This came with that original amber handle, by the way, so I wanted to keep that one separately. And so I have the sliding bars that go inside the end of the either the sockets. I don't think this one has it, but either those the sockets with the holes in them or the breaker bars. So there's that. And then the difference between what I have here, incidentally, is, like I said, this one here is actually this logo style. It's BE, and it has that kind of size convention here. And so that's what I have from this point here. And then from here to here, this is BE as well. And so just to give you an idea, this is what this looks like. That's that long C. They changed the sizing format that's there. And so this is where I'm at here. So I got this model, and then I also got this model, and this is the 1/2 inch. I am missing one here, I believe. And then I'm starting to get another set there. And then I got some double squares that I've been collecting right along the way. So that's kind of cool. And then let's see here. From there, I got some 3/8 inch over here, some deep well, and then some shallows. I got some 3/8, and then I also got some quarter down here. I got this rail in here. I need to kind of go through and actually put it in towards this, because these are all going to be like on this double squares. Actually, this is one one model, so you see that 3-8, and then the Craftsman there, versus these down here are that long C. So I got a couple different versions of those. So I got to get some more of these magnetic rails to put in here, I believe, to do that. So, and then I got all the extensions that are BE extensions, and they have some variations in there. Like I said, some are with that long C, and then some are not with that long C. But mainly a lot of 1/2 inch is what I find. I only have one 3/8, and so I don't have anything else in the BE that is in this section. I do have some kits that do have some breaker bars, I believe. We'll look at that on the next drawer. And then this one here, this is my Circle U. And so that's what I have there. I need to get me a different rail. I thought I had some more, but apparently I am out. So I don't have a lot of Circle U at all. That's kind of different in it. And then over here on this side, these are actually going to be, let's see, Craftsman long C, but the Circle H is what these are here. And so I do have a complete set of Circle H's. I do have one deep well. That's it. That's the only deep well socket that I have. I got a start of a set over here on some 3/8, and then these are some overruns, or actually this is a different one here yet. So again, going back to that model, but it's a Circle H. Let's see if we can get a better condition one here. So here we are, Circle H. That would match these ones here. So this one is actually kind of belongs in that a whole nother category there. Let's see here. This is long C. This one is actually a double line Craftsman Circle H. So that's even different yet, right? And then long C. So that belongs in that category. This is kind of a mid depth, it looks like. So long C, Circle H. And so there we go. And then, of course, I got some 1/4 inch, some 3/8, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8, and then some T-bars that are there. And just because I was running out of room, I took everything out of that box. I put the this beautiful set in this box right here. So I love that. And then, of course, I got, oh, by the way, you remember on that last tool haul, here's what I didn't realize. Remember these punches came inside this little casing. Was so dirty. I didn't realize it had the long C Craftsman. Remember, these punches have the long C on them, but you can barely make out that long C on the back of this pouch. So I went ahead and cleaned it up. I put some leather softener on it, made it a lot better. Man, didn't that clean up nice? It's bright, it's beautiful blue that's there. But anyway, so that's what we have. Again, this is my vintage socket drawer for Craftsman. And incidentally, I don't know if you can see that, but I put these lights in here. Man, I love it. Let me see if I can get a different angle. And so I love these little lights. Whenever I open up the drawer, it just lights up. My goodness, that is beautiful. But anyways, if I pan out just a little bit, that's what we have as far as this drawer is concerned. All right, let's go ahead and shut this bad boy up. And then we'll go through and pull out our ratchet and speed handle drawer. And let's kind of get a tour. This is that tool grid you see me putting together right before this clip here. And so as we're looking at it here, what do you think? You think it turned out good? Wow, man, I got to tell you, I am in love. We have that 1/2-inch breaker bar amber handle. We have that 1/2-inch ratchet amber handle. We have just the plain ratchets that are here. So we talked about that just previously before we put it together. We got a couple of breaker bars that these are all BE, by the way. Everything in this area is BE. And then, of course, that original breaker bar that I had there, Walter donated this one to the show. Wow, I can't believe that, Walter. Thank you again. And so then we got a couple more breaker bars that we have here, another T-bar, and then we have this 1/4-inch ratchet that's here. And so, oh my goodness, I love that. And that one is the BE as well. All of these three are BE, and then we got that small breaker bar. Then I kind of put this little ratchet holder with a little adapter for this ratchet here. So that's BE stuff that's here. So, and then what do you think about my little plate that I made? So I made that. It says Craftsman Collection on it. So it's embedded in the plate, so it's built right on it. Man, I love that thing. I think that's cool. All right, and then of course we got that old. Let's see if I can get it right there. That long C torque wrench. My goodness, I was happy to find that bad boy. And then of course we got one of our kits that we have here, and so that's that open head ratchet. And then that one has a breaker bar with a set of sockets. And then this one has a ratchet. I don't believe this one is it's an open head. It's just like this, but I don't know, and I don't think it's a Craftsman. But anyways, we got a breaker bar and another set. But we got a couple of those boxes that are there. And then of course we got our amber handle BE, and this one here, that is the speeder bars. All right, so that from here on over is all of my BE collection for Craftsman. And also it has to meet the criteria of the long C or the pointed A. And so there's that. All right, so we're moving on. I had in a separate drawer, I had this collection going on here. And so you can see this is my Circle H. So I got my Circle H breaker bar that's here. I got a 1/2-inch ratchet, a couple of breaker bars, and then of course I had that polished up 3/8 one that I did, and so a long time ago. My goodness, I love this thing. This thing is beautiful. But anyways, so we were going there, and then Walter, you were the inspiration why I did this drawer, by the way, and so he donated this one. So thank you very much for that. All right, so we have that, and then a 1/4-inch, and so this is my Circle H area. And incidentally, I got a couple speeder bars, 1/2-inch and 3/8 inch. So I got those. And so now some of these things, incidentally, you guys may have donated some of these. I just not recollecting it right out of the gate. Going back, you see how it kind of goes down and then it goes back up? Well, that's my marker for the different styles that are here. So this one here is going to be the Circle U. And so you can see that Circle U right there. And so Circle U 1/2-inch breaker bar, sliding T-bar. I got a sliding T-bar, this 1/2-inch, this is a 1/4-inch. So I'm missing a 3/8 inch. So I don't have that. So I'm always on the lookout for anything Circle U. It's harder to find in this area for whatever reason. Got a couple speeder bars again, 1/2-inch, 3/8 inch. Over here in this area, it divides off. Now this one here is that old C series. And so let's see if we can get it on camera there. And so we can see that it has the old Craftsman there. And then, I don't know if it, right there, the C96. So I got the C96 series, or that's the name of that breaker bar. Here's another one. And so this one is, let's see here. Or I wonder if I misplaced this one here. So this is our Craftsman BE. You know what? This one's probably supposed to go right over here. So I may have to rearrange some of this and put it there. I wonder if I just got confused. All right. And then this one here is that Craftsman and then that CF. So I believe it kind of goes in here. And then I got a couple other sockets that I found over there that I believe goes to this set. And you can see it's a C21. And so I believe that there's a whole set going on there. And then the box back there is just empty. I need to fill it. But anyways, that's what we have. So again, we'll just kind of do a slow pan through the collection that we have here. What do you think? My goodness. See if I can get it all in frame here. So this is what we have. This is the drawer that we just put together with each other on the video just now. So I'm hoping you like it pretty good. And so if you do, put it in the comments. We would love to hear it. If you have some suggestions, put that in the comments. All right, let's take the camera turned around and let's go through and wrap this video up. By the way, did you see my plate? I love that thing. Look at that. All right, let's get the camera turned around. All right, that's what we have for you. Man, what do you guys think? Is that cool or what? I really am in love with those two drawers actually now. It seems like I got it more organized. I was dividing it up by drawer, but now the two long drawers, I just kind of put it in there and it helps me see also when I put together the socket sets where my voids are. What am I looking for? What do I need to get out there and find and get that way? But anyways, that's what we have for you. Thanks for sticking with me, putting that tool grid together. That's a lot of work, by the way. You see all the little pieces back here. And so you just print and print and print, and then you try to piece it together like that. Tell us what you think. Put it down in the comments. If this is your first time here, my goodness, consider subscribing. We're just having a blast. We're putting together sets. We're just, we're doing this together. You guys are donating stuff and helping the different brands kind of grow that way. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. All right, guys, that's what we have for you. Thank you so much for joining Jesse's Garage, and until next time, we'll see you on the next video.